Have you ever wondered how you can start collecting emails for your Etsy shop without having to invest in a website? Well, today I'm going to show you how you can do that quite easily. So hang tight. Hi, you guys. Frankie here with Hello Frankie & Co. And I help Etsy sellers just like yourself start, market, and grow on the Etsy platform. And today I'm going to teach you how to create a way to start collecting emails for your Etsy shop. If you find this video useful, please don't hesitate to give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to learn additional information about growing your business on Etsy. All right, so let's dive into this whole collecting email and email marketing jazz. So first off, if you're new to email marketing, in a gist, email marketing is a way to market your business and your brand with the use of email. I personally love this option because it is a way that I am able to communicate with my community in a more intimate setting. I feel like I can be a little bit more personable, and the people on my list are those that are familiar with my brand, they're familiar with my products. They tend to be a little bit more loyal because they know you, they trust you. So email list is always my favorite go-to way to market my products. I've also find that I have a lot of loyal customers there in that community. It's very tight-knit, and I can share content about my business and even tie in personal information, and people tend to connect a little bit easier, in my opinion, through email and me reaching out through email. So that is the gist of marketing with email. Now, with Etsy, it's a little bit tricky because we don't have a fancy website or an option to collect emails. You may find that a lot on websites where there's a pop-up and it's like, hey, I'll give you X, Y, and Z if you give me your email. And or you may see it like in the footer of our website. We don't have that option on Etsy. That's kind of the downside to the creative control part, but there is always a workaround. And today I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you'll need to get started is an email platform, an email management platform. I personally use Aweber, so today's lesson will be on the Aweber platform. If you don't have Aweber, I have dropped a link in the description in which you can get started for free today. They have an option where you can sign up and pay nothing to get started up to a certain amount of subscribers. So you're a newbie, you don't have any subscribers, so you'll be paying nothing. And then as your list grows, then you'll eventually have to upgrade. But I love the option of not having to pay anything initially, just because it allows you to get your feet wet and learn the ins and outs of email marketing and growing your business without having to invest heavily into doing so. Okay, so again, sign up for Aweber, and I also dropped a link in the description. I have a previous video that I made on how you can set up your Aweber account to get started with collecting emails. There is a little bit of a setup process, and so you want to make sure that you go back and watch that video, and then you can come back to create a landing page. All right, so once you have gotten signed up for Aweber and you are all set up, now you can begin creating landing pages. So Frankie, what is a landing page? A landing page is simply a web page that is designed to market a particular service or product. So in our case, a lot of the Etsy sellers are makers. We are product based. So we are going to, in a way, market our brands so that a customer or a potential customer will sign up for our email list. And this does several things. It grows our email list, and it gives us a way to market to a set of people that we want to sell our products to and market our products so that we can make money. So it's an additional stream or way of marketing your business outside of the Etsy platform. And I talk about that a lot on my blog, Hello Frankie and Co., is that you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to Etsy. So you don't want to simply focus on Etsy as your mainstream. You want to make sure that you are having multiple ways for people to find you and to come back to your Etsy shop. You don't want to rely solely on Etsy to do the job for you. Okay, I'm off my soapbox with that. Now let's get started. So our landing page, I like to keep it very simple, clean, and sweet. Basically, we just want them to enter their name and give us their email address. In turn, we're going to give them a discount or some type of freebie, and this helps to grow our email list. Also, keep in mind that not everyone that joins your email list is going to remain. People will unsubscribe, and that's okay. People may not be as active on maybe as they were in the beginning or ever at all, and that's okay. Those people are not your ideal client anyway. They're just there for the freebies and then they want to go. There's no need to waste your breath on those that aren't really interested in being a part of your journey and your community. Okay, so don't take it personal, people, and subscribe. It's the hardest thing, trust me. I know 4 years later, and I still feel that pain of like, but at the end of the day, you only want to spend the most valuable time that you have, which seems like not much when you're a maker. But you want to spend your valuable time catering to those that truly are invested in your brand. All right. So once you're signed up, there is a toolbar on the left-hand side. You're going to click on landing pages, which will bring you to this page here. And then you will click this green button that says create a landing page. This page will bring you to templates. I am a huge fan of templates because you don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to think of like how you're going to design things. It's all there for you. You basically are changing colors, fonts, and texts to match your branding and wording, and then you are well on your way. However, Aweber does have an option where you can start with a blank canvas if that is your thing, but that is totally not my thing unless I have a vision in mind. But I rarely ever start anything from scratch unless I'm in Canva and I know exactly what I am using. But that's another story for another day. Okay. So you can either scroll through and explore to find what template catches your eye, or you can click on the sidebar here and kind of choose which option works best for you. So we're going to keep it short and sweet, and we're going to use the opt-in option. This is going to be like the just the most simplest of simple. Again, this is just for today's tutorial, but for after today, like once you are complete, you can go back and choose something that works for you and your brand. And remember, you can always make tweaks to it. So I'm going to choose a simple sign up. You can always preview before you choose, but I know what this looks like, so I'm going to go ahead and choose it, and it's going to generate it and bring us to the landing page editor. If you make a mistake, you can always go back, or if you chose the wrong one, obviously you can go back. Or if once you begin to design, which I've done this several times before, and I realize that's not really what I'm looking for, then you can always go back and start over from scratch. But just take your time and look for something that works best for you. Okay, so this is the editor here. First thing you want to do is name your landing page. This is not something that subscribers will see. This is more for yourself. So I'm just going to name it, let's see, HF list. Okay. And maybe I'll just say HF email lists. Okay, so that automatically saves, and now we can begin with the creative process. So if you look to the left, these are all the elements that you can drag and drop. So if you want to add additional text, you just grab it and drop it into whatever section you would like. Same thing with image, video, buttons, and so on. And you can again explore what options you would like to work with. Over to the right is where your settings will be located. So right now we are on the page setting. This is the main page. So this is not any particular element, but the page itself. So let's say I want to remove the background. This picture is distracting to me. Maybe you want to add maybe an image of your product itself, or you would like to leave it blank. So I remove the image and it has a grayed color. I'm going to change it to white for now. Okay. You can also change the body font, link colors, which I'm just gonna change maybe to like black, and then when you hover over it, I can leave it that color. That's fine with me. Or maybe let's just change to another color. Okay, we'll see what that does. And these are the colors of the buttons. So again, you can change it to maybe this is the button color. And then when someone hovers over it, it turns brown. So now I want to maybe change it to like a peachy color. And you can kind of see how that transforms, so a little bit darker. All right, you can change the color of your font. You can change the look of the button. So I want my button to be a little bit more squared. Let's see. The header font, you can change the font itself. So this is a standard font, but you can always change it to a different font size. And then the body font is everything here. It's a smaller text underneath the header. This is considered the header. And again, you can change the font size and the font itself and color. Okay. Here we're going to jump to settings, and this is your URL for your currently this is your URL for your landing page. You can customize it here, and so you can make changes there. There's also the option of page copying. So if you want to allow somebody to copy this template, which I wouldn't see the purpose of that, but if that's your thing, you can do so. You can add like your social sharing images and descriptions here. And then my favorite part is tracking. I'm a big fan of tracking. So I will add like my Google Analytics ID as well as my Facebook Pixel ID. If you don't have a Google Analytics, you can always sign up. It's free. Your Facebook Pixel is free as well, and it's on your Facebook, not your personal, but your business page. If you don't have one, you can set up a business page and get access to a Facebook Pixel. These IDs are wonderful at tracking, so you can see where your audience is coming from, and you can also monitor their behavior based on this sign-up form. Okay. All right, so here there was an image here for my logo, and I'm just gonna, you have the option of uploading it or pulling it from your gallery. Because I use this all the time, I already have images in my gallery, but if it's brand new for you, then you don't have that. Okay, so it pulls my logo, but it's super big. Sidebar, you can also design it in Canva, and it tells you the width that you need to work with, so 2,500 pixels. Now, I do believe that if you design it in Canva, it does not automatically connect to your canvas. So everything that you design will not be saved in that manner. It will save to Aweber, but you can't go back and save. Okay. So I'm going to change the sizing because it's super huge. And I'm just going to change it to a thumbnail. You can, again, just make adjustments, but for today purposes, we're going to just leave it that way. All right. And if you just want to go back to the page itself, you can click on that link, or you can just click on the link to take you back to the page so you can make edits to the page itself. Or you can click on any element within the page to make adjustments. Anytime you click on the element on the right hand side, you will see where your options are to make edits. So you'll have a design edit option, appearance and spacing, and in each tab you will see, you can just move along in each tab to see what you can make changes to. So this is like the background color. I don't particularly like that color. Doesn't work for me personally. I would change this based on my brand colors, and I would suggest you do the same. If you don't have brand colors, now is the perfect time to start exploring on figuring out your brand colors. I have brand colors, and so typically this is what I would do. I would not choose the color palette here. I would enter my hex code. You can find your hex code based, if you're choosing your brand colors, then you want to make sure that you determine you're able to determine your hex codes then. But you can also find the hex codes if you like on Canva, they have the hex codes of your colors as well. And once you insert it in, it will be like placed under the recently used, so you're not constantly putting in your hex code. Okay, so here, this is a header. I always like to do the eye catcher here. So I will always say something like, save 20% off your next order uh, when you join our community. Okay, this is like the eye opener. I always like the header to be bold and big because this tells them what they're getting. And then the body text is usually like, join our email list to get updates about products, launches, and more. Okay, there you go. Short and sweet, simple. Here, you want to make sure, which is the most important to me, is that you have your inputs designed and ready. What actions do you want, or what information do you want from the potential subscriber? For me, I like to keep it simple as possible. So name and email address always works. And I'm just going to edit this here so that I can put required, because I like personalization when it comes to sending out my emails. So I like the option of being able to say, hey, Frankie, guess what's happening in the shop today? As opposed to, hey, no name. I just feel like people respond better when you are addressing them by their name. Okay. Now, if you want to add maybe a different field, you'd have to remove one of these, and then there's a drop down where you can add that element. But typically, the standard is usually name and email address. If you want to show the privacy policy, you can just click that check mark, but I'm going to uncheck it for today's purposes. You can change the font color. And then you want to click on submission. So submission is going to tell you what happens once they submit their information to you. So they're either going to go to a simple thank you page that's made by Aweber, or you have created a custom thank you page, and you will enter that URL here. Now, you can go back once you're done and create a thank you page in Aweber and then come back here and enter the URL. But for today, we will keep it simple and use this simple thank you page. If you want to see what that looks like, you just click preview and it will open up in another window for you to see. As you can see, it's just a branded thank you, and it gives them directions as how to activate their subscription. All right. Now, also, there is if someone has already subscribed to your page, then they will get a blurb about as well. And this is the Aweber branded information that, hey, you've already subscribed. Thank you. You're on the list to get emails. All right. If you have maybe a custom one that you would like to, it works the same way. You just click on custom and enter the URL. But we're going to use this simple for today. If you have tags, tags is something that I'll have to talk about in another video. It's a little bit more in depth for email marketing and a little bit more in depth outside of like the beginner realm. So we will talk about that later on. And really, it's not 100% important right now. It's not going to affect the growth of your email list. It just makes it a little bit easier when organizing your subscribers. But today, that's something that I won't dive into. So here we are at the very bottom, and this has the social media links and the Aweber logo. I'm going to get rid of some social media links. Here is why. I want my subscribers to subscribe to my email list. I don't want them to get distracted with, oh, well, let's click on the logo and it take me to the website, or let's click on social media links to see what's going on there. And they never take care of the full action of what I want them to do, which is to subscribe to my list. So I automatically get rid of that. I'm going to hit undo real quick though, because if that is your thing and you would like to keep the social media links there, then you can see where you can edit to add your part of it. So like your actual direct link to your Facebook page or your Twitter page. If there's one where you say you don't have Twitter, you can remove off of it and it just kind of adjusts accordingly. And you can make them larger, align it differently, maybe to the left or the right. You can change the shape of the buttons. So in this case, it's hard to tell because the background is white, but you can change that. Okay, here we go. So you may be able to see it now. Yep. So the square or the hard square, the rounded square, or none at all. Okay. But again, I don't like distractions when it comes to my landing pages because I want them to sign up for my email list. I don't want them to go to social media. That's not the task at hand. So I get rid of it. You can leave this Aweber logo here or you can remove it. It's totally up to you. We're going to remove it for today's purposes. If you ever make a mistake, you can always undo. And then if you just want to kind of preview to see what you've done so far, there you go. Very simple. My landing pages are typically very simple. Oftentimes I will add an image, which I will show you how to do in a second. Usually I'll add an image to the very top of here. And we're in the preview section. So I just want to see what it looks like on a mobile device and we're good. Okay, so we're going to go back to the editor and let's say you wanted to add an image. You can just drag and drop and you just have to wait for that blue line to kind of like show up so that you can like direct it to where you would like for it to go. So let's say that I want to add an image to this. Again, these are my images because I've been working with Aweber for a while. So I already have like a list of images. If you are new, you won't have anything and you'll have to upload it from your computer and add it here. And then it will always be here unless you decide to delete it. So I'm just going to use a previous image that I already have. And there you go. There goes your image. You can also do the same thing with video, which is pretty cool too. People definitely resonate with video. And that's pretty much the gist of it. With the image, you can add a link if you would like for them to click on that, or if they, haphazardly clicks on it. You can also make design changes to the sizing and spacing as well. All right, so that we're going to leave this. This is pretty much what I'm looking for. So let's say that is it for me. Now, I'm not saying that your landing page should be this simple. Obviously, this is for design purpose or for this tutorial purpose. A lot of my landing pages are very simple and to the point. People know exactly what they need to do. I just want them to do what I need them to do and get out of there so they can be on my list and they can explore the website later or whatever they would like to do. It's totally your option. All right, so I'm going to hit save and exit at the very bottom, and we're going to be brought back to the main landing page section. Now, you can have as many landing pages as you would like. You can have a landing page, like a general landing page for people to subscribe to your email list. You can have an additional landing page for those who subscribe for information on a new product launch. Maybe you want to create a landing page for people to subscribe to pre-order something that's coming out in a couple weeks or a couple months. The sky is the limit when it comes to this, and you don't have to be subjected to just one landing page. The key to remember is that whichever landing page you're using for whatever purpose, that you copy the URL and change it out in whatever location that you of your choice. All right, so now that we've created our landing page, we have to publish it. Otherwise, no one will be able to see it. It just kind of be nowhere and nowhere's land and Aweber's land, but not out into the interwebs. So you are going to click publish. Now, even though you have published it, before I get to that, so now it just tells you that your page is live. This is your page URL, so you can click the little clipboard to copy it. And if you want to share it on your Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, you can do that. All right, so we're going to hit done. Now, keep in mind, once you publish it, you can still go back and make edits and adjustments whenever you would like. So here, this is the title of your landing page. This is when it was published and created. and modified. This is your URL again. So this is a link that you will use that people will click on in order to access your landing page. And this is if you want to delete it or make a copy. So I am huge on making a copy. Once I create something and I really like it, I like to keep my branding very similar so people are familiar with, oh, this is Hello Frankie and Co. This is her thing. This is what her landing pages look like. This is what her email subscription boxes look like, or her branding and her font. So I like to keep things very similar because people recognize it. It's called brand recognition. And it makes it easier for them to recognize that this is this particular brand. Okay. I don't like to change things a lot from thing to thing because then it confuses the consumer. All right. You can, again, you can always click copy URL. It's the little clipboard, or you can copy it here and share it as well. If you want to go back and make edits, you just simply click the list of your choice, and it will bring you back to the landing page editor. Okay, so this is where you'll find all of your landing pages here. So we did copy the clipboard. If you just want to see what it looks like, what your landing page looks like on the website, or just like on a separate page, you want to click, we can test it here. And there it goes. So this is what, when someone clicks on that link that you post, whether it be in social media, on your Etsy announcements, this link, when they click on, this is what's going to happen. This is what they're going to see. They're going to enter their email, their name, and their email address, and then they will click sign up. And once they sign up, then they will get this: to confirm your request, please check the box to let us know you're human. So sometimes this pops up, sometimes this doesn't. I think it just depends on the computer that you're working on. And then, hey, it has my logo here, which is pretty cool. And it just says that you're almost done and it gives you directions on how the subscriber can activate their subscription. So basically, they're going to be sent an email that contains a confirmation link. They have to click on that in order for them to receive your emails. Okay. So let's go back here. So yeah, so again, you can make edits, and now you're pretty much like you're done. You have successfully created your landing page, and you are ready, my friend, to start collecting emails. So where do you put this link? Start with your Etsy announcements. I like to just say, hey, join our email list. And save X, Y, and Z, or get a free X, Y, and Z with the purchase of $100 or more. So whatever your offer is, you simply can just copy and paste this link into your Etsy announcements. I also am huge on placing this in every listing in my Etsy shop. So I usually create an image within Canva, and I put that as a listing photo to say, hey, I want to save $5 off your next order. Check the description below. Click the link in the description below to get $5 off your next order. And then I will paste this particular link in the description. And of course, you can always paste this on all your social media links. So you want to optimize this as much as possible so that you are growing your list. And the only way you can do that is that you are making sure that this link is accessible everywhere that your community is on all of your platforms, so that you can begin growing your email list. All right, my friends, so you are all set. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to like and make sure that you subscribe so that you can continue to get reminders of any additional videos that we create in regards to growing your email and addition to growing your Etsy business.